Let's do the players of the week and the coach of the week and the rookie of the week coming out of week 3. We'll start with offensive player of the week. MDS, you're up.
Well, we just had that clip, and I'm not going with Aaron Rodgers, though. I'm going with Packers wide receiver Davante Adams, who was absolutely outstanding on Sunday night with 12 catches for 132 yards. He had more than 50% of Rodgers' completions, more than 50% of Rodgers' passing yards. And watching that game, I was really thinking, I don't know if we talk enough about how lucky Aaron Rodgers is to have Davante Adams. For all the talk there's been about the Packers not doing enough to build a team around Rodgers, there are a whole lot of quarterbacks who only wish they had as good a receiver as Davante Adams. That hit that Davante Adams took was extremely scary. It was actually a little scary that he came back from that hit as quickly as he did. But Davante Adams, such a gamer, such a competitor, a really outstanding game on Sunday night, and I think Aaron Rodgers is lucky to have him.
I don't know if we've ever picked a kicker for our offensive player of the week, but there is the obvious one of Justin Tucker, and it hurts my heart because the last time the Aggies and Longhorns played in 2011, Justin Tucker kicked a 40-yarder at the buzzer to give the Longhorns the victory, waiting for that rematch now. But, of course, he had the 66-yarder that was even bigger and better in this game on Sunday against the Lions. Saved the day, longest kick in NFL history by a mile. I think he's the second best kicker in NFL history, Mike, behind Adam Vinatieri. All he needs is that big kick in the postseason, the one or two big kicks in the postseason, Super Bowl, win that like Adam had to be considered the best kicker in the NFL. He has been truly outstanding since he came into the NFL.
He really has been, and he hasn't had the opportunities that Adam Vinatieri had. I fully believe he would deliver in those opportunities, and I think that what he's doing may be enough to get him to the Hall of Fame even without the Adam Vinatieri opportunities that we've seen over the years. For me, it's Kirk Cousins, and I've had a complicated relationship with Kirk Cousins. He loves him not, but he was awesome on Sunday, making that Vikings offense go. He was at the center of controversy over the vaccination issue. He started slowly. The Vikings were underachieving and disappointing the first couple of weeks. They should have won week 2 against the Cardinals. They arguably should have won week 1 at Cincinnati as well. But Cousins hasn't thrown an interception all year. The offense without Dalvin Cook did not miss a beat. Alexander Mattison had something to do with that. But Cousins really giving life to that passing game. They don't have Irv Smith. They're making it go with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, Tyler Conklin chipping in. But Cousins really stepping up in what's an important year for him as the Vikings and their fans, I think, start to wonder, is he really the guy? He has these moments. They don't last long enough, but he does have these moments where he convinces everybody, you know what, maybe he is the guy. Defensive player of the week, MDS.
I'm going with Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson. That is not a name we've mentioned before in our weekly awards, but he had 2 interceptions of Ben Roethlisberger in Sunday's win over the Steelers. He actually has 3 interceptions this season, tied for the league lead. And, you know, Roethlisberger is really struggling this season. He's throwing a lot of short passes, looking a little overly cautious, overly concerned perhaps about his own ability to unleash the deep balls like he used to be able to do. But I think a linebacker like Logan Wilson, who can cover the middle of the field, is going to get a lot of opportunities. I think we may have seen the blueprint that other middle linebackers are going to be watching, licking their chops when they're preparing to face Ben Roethlisberger, because those short passes over the middle are going to be right there for the taking. Give Logan Wilson credit for taking 2 of them.
Yeah, AFC Defensive Player of the Week is going to be interesting, MDS, between Logan Wilson and Myles Garrett. I have to offset some of that Longhorn love with the Aggie love for Myles Garrett. 4.5 sacks, set the team record, was outstanding. The biggest thing was he challenged his teammates last week to step up. He said, I'm taking on so many double teams and getting chipped, and my teammates aren't stepping up. They had 3 sacks as a team. He had 1 in the first 2 games. They delivered on Sunday, 9 sacks, 4.5 by Myles. He was outstanding and showed why he has all-pro potential, why he was all-pro last year, and why he has Defensive Player of the Year potential this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and he'll have to compete with Aaron Donald, who had 1 of the 3 sacks that the Rams mustered of Tom Brady. Donald's my guy just because the Rams defense was good enough to contain the Tampa Bay offense. And the speed of that front four, and Donald is the heart and soul of it, really swarmed around Tom Brady and disrupted him in a way that we don't see him get disrupted very often. He still had over 400 passing yards. They still scored 24 points. But against the Rams, 24 isn't good enough. And we're looking for those teams with balance. The Rams have a stunning amount of balance. If they stay healthy, they are going to be very hard to beat. The Achilles heel for them is star players get hurt, and they lack the depth because of cap reasons, because of so much they've invested in their great players. They lack the depth to compete the way they can when their best players are on the field. Rookie of the week time, MDS, who you got?
I got Jamar Chase as my rookie of the week, and really maybe my rookie of the year through 3 weeks of the season. He had 2 more touchdown catches on Sunday. He has 4 touchdowns already this season. He's averaging 20 yards a catch this season. He struggled mightily in training camp in the preseason. We all know about the interesting excuse he offered about the football being a little bit different in the NFL. But, man, this guy is a gamer. At LSU, he just stepped up in the biggest moments with Joe Burrow, and now he's doing the exact same thing in the NFL. When the game starts, he is a phenomenal player, a big-time playmaker, big part of the Bengals' success so far this season.
I agree with you, MDS. Just like we talked about Micah Parsons being Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm writing Jamar Chase's name down in Offensive Rookie of the Year. Maybe you just put it in pencil since it's 3 games, but he is that. But I tell you what, perhaps the second best offensive rookie so far has been Rashawn Slater. We don't talk about offensive linemen very much in this, and that probably wasn't his best game on Sunday. He did have the false start penalty before the 4th down play when they got the defensive pass interference penalty. But he has been outstanding for the Chargers and just a great draft pick, and he's shown that he's going to be one of the best linemen in this league in a very short period of time. Only once have I ever voted for an offensive lineman for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and that was Quentin Nelson. This guy, aside from Jamar Chase, may have at least some consideration for that just because of how well he's played so far.
Let me say one thing about Chase, because I spoke to him after the game with the 2 touchdowns. He's the youngest player with 4 touchdowns in his first 3 NFL games. He told me that the light came on for him in the preseason when he accepted the fact that in preseason games with limited reps and limited throws, you still have to be focused. So you always have to be focused, and you can't ever let it slip. And that gave him kind of a laser locked-in vibe that he's carried into the regular season, and haven't seen him drop any passes through 3 games. For me, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the linebacker of the Cleveland Browns, a guy they thought about taking in round 1. He slipped to round 2. They got him there. He had one of the sacks on Sunday of Justin Fields, although it would be easier to just list the Browns players who didn't have sacks that day. But he is becoming what they had envisioned. They have a very good defense. They're another team that has impressive balance. And when you've got that great front wall, it helps to have a second level of talented players who can get to the football, and Owusu-Koramoah proving to be one of the best young linebackers in the NFL. Coach of the Week time. MDS, you have the floor.
Vic Fangio has the Broncos 3-0 after a 26-0 destruction of the Jets. And Fangio's players, they're just flying around. They're going hard on both sides of the ball. Now, I know in the previous segment, Charean said the Broncos haven't played anyone yet, but they're not just winning. They are dominating. They've won all 3 of their games by double-digit margins. That's what good teams do. They dominate the bad teams. Fangio's team looks like a really good team right now.
I'm going to go with Matt LaFleur because we all thought at least I did. I thought the Packers was dead after week 1, and they've rallied back. They aren't dead. They're still going to be there in the end. They're going to be a contender, and I think he's done a great job of bringing that team back together, Mike.
I got Chargers coach Brandon Staley, who actually may end up being coach of the year, especially if they get to the playoffs. I can't give him credit for the touchdown pass from Justin Herbert to Mike Williams because Herbert audibled to that. It was supposed to be a run. But I do have to give Staley maximum credit for instructing his defensive backs to go ahead and mug Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. And they took the strategic chance that it wouldn't be called, and they were right. It wasn't called. So it's not a foul if the flag doesn't come out, and the Chargers worked it to perfection and got the victory. All right, MDS, we say farewell to you.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.